talk about it, Asicoce. Let's talk about it, Asicoce. Let's talk about it, Asicoce.
So episode 24 Asicoce Na Prince Vilakazi. Uma ku-step sakho sokuqala lesi pressa forward ukulalela khona, then sinelikhasi ku-Facebook. Konke lesivame ukukhuluma ngako la kutholakala ku-Facebook. Namuhla ke ngaphandle invitwe i-Knowledge of Success is invitele e-Live Life Center la ngasemkhize Park. Mawukhumbula kuma previous episode masikhuluma nge-NYD ne-NDA ukuthi kutobe kune-entrepreneur program. Sibuye sayi-attenda la. So still siyabuya khona nala. Then today asike dikutosonda ngoba kusesondweni, but site kutofunza ngokuthi umsebenzi u-applyela njani kunebaka labor, batositshela ukuthi ngiphi indlela noma i-process lesi applya ngayo. Then sine audience batobuta ama questions khona la, but if ulalele na unembuto lofuna kuyibuta ke batoshiya ama details egcineni ukuthi ubuta njani. Then ma announcement lenginawo ndo wenda egcineni because sifuna ukulalela the presentation le ngeke waste isikhathi lokwamukela, then introduce ukuthi ungubani. After mina ngidothatha le mic yami le ngidoyibeka ngale, then ndofuna ukubuta ama questions utobe seyakubuta.
Sanibonani, igama lami uThesha Nxumalo, ngisebenzela i-Department of Labour as a Career Councillor. So sisebenzisana nema-youth center and also i-social development. So namhlaba simemile lana ukuthi sisixoxisana ngetindzaba te-job preparation. So i-Department of Labour sibone ukuthi abantu labaningi they know i-Department of Labour based on i-service ye-UIF. That is the most common one. Noma ngala ku-inspectorate ukuthi mangakaphatheki kahle emsebentini, I have a right to go to Department of Labour and report my employer. Bakhone kung-assista. So there is a service lesinayo ngala ku-public employment services. Ku-public employment services sifaka ama-CVs. Wonke umuntu, unemployed youth or unemployed people like South Africa, they are more than welcome ukuthi bangaya ka Department of Labour bayofaka ama-CVs stating ukuthi they are looking for employment. Or else you can go online, ungene ku www.departmentoflabour.gov.za. Then kune online services, you choose for online services. Then you'll be able ukuthi ufake i-CV yakho. It will be asking you more questions. It will lead you to create a password lapho. The only important part is that you need to have a Gmail or whatever labanga kusendela khona password yakho, because you're gonna set i password yakho. Then you'll be able ukuthi utiseshele ma post la khona and then you apply on your own. So I have stated that I am a career counsellor. I work hand in hand with an employment practitioner. Umsebenzi wakhe ukuthi aphume for lama CVs la siwasubmita ku ka labor, then asicelele umsebenzi different avenues ma companies. Uyangena tonke tindzawo akakhethi, azame ukuthi ascout for umsebenzi asmeche. After maseka smeshile I process yase le internally uyansenda ku career counsellor, which is myself. Then I get to prepare you based on interviews. Ukuthi now ufika ku interviews, how best can you present yourself angithi. So today ke and ask it whether unema qualifications or not, everyone is more than welcome to register ku database yethu. And then dwelling more on my presentation, yes, it's an honest truth to say that it's difficult to find a job today, like nowadays. Many people are actually sending CVs with no success. That means ukuthi kunabantu abaningi abadinga umsebenzi more than umsebenzi itself. So nevertheless, as the Department of Labour, we cannot fold our hands. We go out. We prepare youth so that once ke umsebenzi uvuleka, umuntu makakazi ukuthi what can they best present themselves kuma interviews. So okay, starting now, asichekeni ufuna umsebenzi, what do I use? I-CV or okay, where can we start? Or rather, where can I start to look for employment? There are avenues that we can use. The first one I've already outlined in the Department of Labor, that you are more than welcome to come and drop your CV for ukuthi capture a database. And the nice part of it database yethu, our employment practitioner akusinguye lo decide ukuthi who must go or who must not. Sifaka information yenu ku system kuma computer, so nakabuya ne opportunity, she will just feed the qualifications that are required by the employer. Then the system itself will derive such people, and then she will be sending the list to the employer. Then again, we have the avenues zabo NYDA. We can also try to submit ama CVs wethu. We also have your private employment agencies around Nelspruit. The ones that I knew of, it's Kelly and Quest. Batholakala lapha ku Pinnacle Building. Pinnacle Building, it's behind ABSA building, lenkulu lapha Nelspruit, near Shoprite. Then that Pinnacle Building, lapha phansi in a bank, FNB Bank. Then you go to 5th floor, you can ask the securities there, they can give you direction. Then you submit your CV. At Department of Labor, when we assist you, we do not charge any fee. It's free of charge on Kema services way too. You need also to take note of a government website, which is DPSA. A DPSA, that's where government departments advertise ama posts like South Africa. For instance, now we are in the month of October, yes. You can just go Google yako, uthi DPSA vacancies for October 2021. If you want to limit the search, you can say Mpumalanga. Then it will derive all the posts zaka government zala eMpumalanga. Then umsebenzi wakho is just to check ukuthi akukho la ngifitha khona na, and then you apply. Another hint that I would love to make is to say, masi apply lama post waka government, we're using Z83. And our Z83 has been updated. There is a new Z83. So make sure that you just go to Google and say the new Z83. Download the little form, uhlale nalo, because if you use the old Z83, they might disqualify your application. So again, when we go around, when we walk in town, check akunema notice boards. Some employers, they do advertise lapha kuma notice boards ukuthi ngifuna abantu abaso with such skills. So let's make sure ukuthi siya check around our vicinity ukuthi kunani. You can also visit my employers in line with the field la wende umsebenzi, like what you have studied for. You can visit my employers la different and actually try to check, when are you going to advertise, can I drop my CV, izinto efana nalezo ukuthi sibe active, ungahlali ukuthi umsebenzi uzongithola ngisekhaya. So you need to be proactive as well. Again, you need to actually consider volunteering. There are other companies that can use volunteer. Volunteering, itokunceda ukuthi when you are called for interview, at least you have a work experience. At least you can answer, but tell us why do you think you're the best candidate. You can cite some of the examples from your previous employer. So asizameni, if sibanayo lo chance, asizameni, the organizations that we have, mhlambe une qualification go administration, you can go home base can say, I just want to assist you with the admin. The administration. That experience will really come handy one day. Naso ugu interview. Again, it's networking. Do we network na? Make a list of people that you know that they can assist. Ne? For example, a family friend, your neighbors, your previous employers. Ne? Make sure that the friends that we have now, they're actually contributing something positive towards our lives. Akusasibangani nje bokuthi we just passing time sikhuluma mhlambe tindzaba, what's happening on social media. Just make sure ukuthi whatever lenixoxako kuna something, there's an impact, something tangible. Umngani ozokutshela ukuthi mngani there are posts government complex, you can actually apply izinto efana nalezo. So create that network within your area. And then you can also use the platform, sengikhulumile ngendaba ye computer, yes, or internet. Some they are using more Indeed, bo job search. Some they actually getting posts from bo Facebook. Explore those avenues as umuntu omusha and so ukuthi kude lo ngakuthola na. I have once tried it. Ne? Then bo Transnet, sometimes you are told by advertiser around Lionel Spread, and there are contacts where you can actually call and verify if the posts are genuine or not. So we can try that as well. While being on social media issue, I just want to conscientize you as young people ukuthi media has got so much power. My employers these days, especially the private companies, when we go to interviews, they're no longer relying on tell us about yourself, the one that we answer, the one that we portray before them. They actually go to our social media pages and check the things that we paste. So be aware about the things that you are posting on social media because they can be very detrimental to your my employers, your prospective employers. So check out who professionally na what picture are you portraying about yourself kumqashi wakho somewhere, because one day uyoyivula leyo page. So ungatithola ukuthi uluza umsebenzi ngenxa yezinto lesi sipostako ku Facebook or whatsoever our comments angithi. And then touching base ngendaba ye CV. ECV yini? ECV, it's actually the story of your career life. It's the story of you. Remember, it's you on paper. It's actually you on paper. Umqashi awukho lapho phambi kwakhe. Umqashi must get a view ukuthi unothanda umuntu onjani. Ngalendlela ucrafte ngayo iCV yakho. So abantu abaningi siyayibhala iCV just for the sake yokuthi ngiyabhala. iCV yami, it has to include my personal details. It has to include school education or my post-school qualification, my work experience, my interest, langinawo, and the references. Langinawo, langke ngasebenda khona, or the people that can attest kulezinto lozibhalile ku CV yakho. So iCV comprises of such things. So ke ku-CV yakho njengoba ngishilo ukuthi it's bit difficult to secure a job nowadays, meaning it's very key that when you craft your CV, make sure ukuthi ibhaleke kahle. It just have to stand out from all the CVs la babe banazo, the employers. So make sure ukuthi CV yakho it's well typed. Make sure CV yakho it's easy to read. Make sure it's crafted on a clean paper. Because we keep on receiving ama CVs. Sometimes you wonder, iCV ngolile. iCV wangathi umnikati bekanatha iCoca-Cola, ukhohlo wabeka iglass eCoca-Cola on top of the CV. Then le Coca-Cola idraftile lapha idrawile kumnyamanyana. Some CVs are just untidy. So remember I said a CV, it's you on paper. It is speaking volume about you. Umqashi sewuthola isense yokuthi this person uyini ulicaba yeah ulidlapha akekho need just because now sengifuna ukumqasha abe administrator nje kutolunga ama reports. So make sure your CV it's neatly typed, uyibeke kahle ingangcoli angithi. And then you need to mention all your skills that you have. You need to check for my spelling mistakes and grammar errors. You need to proofread your CV number of times. You don't just print it out and then uthi hey guys SAPS bathi kune post bese uyayithatha ufake envelope. Proofreader. Mawukhona give it to someone. Accede. The best way ukuthi uyiprinte, ne? Yiprinte. Then now you print it will be easy for you ukuthi ubone lawo ama spelling errors angithi. So that make sure mawisenda when you pay attention to detail. Ngisakhuluma ngepost ye-administrator lengibekisa ngayo, because an administrative officer funeka pay attention to every detail enze sure ukuthi lama minutes lama reports lawabhalako are right angithi. So sometimes sithatha phansi indaba ema spelling errors. Labanye you just take a pencil ubhale ulungise, you edit using your pencil or your pen, it's speaking something else. Everything counts. All those nitty-gritties, it actually counts, because remember, the employer is sitting with a pile CV, like 1,000, and he's actually looking for 10 people for a job vacancy. Angithi, the best way lengicabanga ngathi umqashi kuba lula for yena is to start with the ones that are wrongly crafted. Abekele, then aqala concentrate kuma CV la promising. Angithi, so make sure ukuthi i-CV yakho i-right, ibhaleke kahle, ne? Again, let's avoid exaggerating the truth about ourselves. Sometimes nasibhala i-CV, it really sounds nice when I say I am an expert in Microsoft Excel. Ne? It really feels like a great idea at that time. Ne? Make sure you don't exaggerate, because it will catch up with me mangibhale lokho. Because now a company, they hired me based on what I have written. Angithi, mase kuba nenkinga, something complicated, sebayangidinga bathi buya Merciful, come and assist us. Sengiyahluleka. Uyakubona ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi sengiyoyisola ukuthi why ngibhale ukuthi I'm an expert in Microsoft. Be true to yourself. Angithi, lama skills la sikhuluma ngabo computer skills, we can always acquire at any given time. Onke ama skills la siwafunako, we are all learning every day, then we acquire ku journey yethu. Angithi, so again i-CV sikhulumile ukuthi be real ngaloko kwaziyo, ungazami to impress the employer, ne? And then also make the list of ama skills onawo, the skills that you have developed angithi over time. For example, your communication skills, your computer skills. Masikhuluma nge-computer skill, wazi lama functions la ukhona ukwasebenzisa. Mhlambe your MS Word, your PowerPoint presentation, your Excel, yabona izinto efana lezo. Ukwazi ukuthi uchaze like other skills, your problem solving skills, illogical thinking, your administrative skills as well. So develop i-CV yakho in trying to address i-need yomqashi, so that you dwell more kuzinto mawubona ukuthi i-admin and vele nginelwadi, dwell more uchaze ukuthi ku-administration uwazini. Yakubona. So again, you need to obtain permission from the people that you are writing as ama references ku-CV yakho. Cela permission, make them aware ukuthi ubabhalile. If I'm not aware, mabangifonela, probably I only know one name, I only know Umuzi. Can't you have another name? HR can choose to use any name like Tandai. So make sure uyangitshela sesi ngubhalisile as i-reference yami, so that nami ngisiprepare. Angithi, so mangangitsheli kuyoba difficult. Some of us, we are using umfundisi as a reference. Angithi, umfundisi ngishilo ukuthi ngimthesha Nxumalo, actually on my ID the first name is Merciful. So if HR choose ukuthi ufuna kubuza nga Merciful Nxumalo, umfundisi sengimlahlile ngaleyo ndlela. Angithi, all right, actually bobani la mhlambe singa reference ngabo. Bakhona ukhona lo munye athi sesi, mina vele esikoleni sengigcine kudala sengikhulakhulile. Why ngasebenzisa bobani? Because esikoleni nabothisha bami abasangazi. Yakubona. Then you can use the people in your community, but not just ordinary person, ordinary nje sewuyangibhalisa. At least lo muntu kumele abe ne role thithe lapha emphakathini, like your pastor. Angithi ungamfaka, the leaders in your community you can put, if there's any structure la affiliator khona, the leader you can put as a reference. Moving from a community, then preferably your teachers, your principal, your lecturers, your student advisor. And then again kuba baqashi bethu, supervisors, managers, labanye sithi bo foremen. Ngaleyo ndlela kuba right. Asikhipheni, I know already bakhona laba reference ngabo mother, nabo brother, nabo sister. nabo boyfriend nabo girlfriend asikhipheni ku CV, it's not professional. Ngishilo ukuthi i-CV professional angithi asibakhipheni si replace ngebantu aba right la sengibalistile labo la ngikhulume ngabo ma next of kin, bo mother nabo brother nabo sister. When I go to buy furniture, I can put as the next of kin angithi, but not ku CV. So asibukeni lama CV wethu siwalungise. Remember I said yonke into it counts, no matter how small the mistake might be, it can count you umsebenzi angithi. La uthola ukuthi vele you are a best fit, but because awubhalanga kahle ke umcashi athi no ne, so asizameni uyibhayinde kahle i-CV yakho le nithi lena konke lekhuluma ngawe. Again abantu abaningi umcashi uyambona ukuthi this one is gonna be a best fit for the job, but sina lento ukuthi singacheki. Uthola ukuthi bangithayipele internet cafe bayenza mistake nge-contact number yami, bathi bacashi they have ama-CV abantu la babona ukuthi they are best fit, but then they are not contactable because mawuthi uyamcontacta i-number i-wrong. So it's important ukuthi ucheke. It's also important to put an alternative number. Yabo bayabuya ke bo mother nabo brother, we can put them as ma alternative numbers. Ekhaya uyamazi umuntu ovele ohlala nefoni always, and uyamazi umuntu when you wanna call you will struggle ukuthi umthole vele kuhlala nefoni akakhoni. So look for someone who's reliable, lo wathi ukuthi hayi ifoni akayisabi, mabangangitholi mina then bazofonela yena, because it's really tiring for HR ngiyacabanga lokuthi afone athi utophinda afone futhi. So rather put an alternative number angithi. So ngaleyo ndlela leyo i-CV yakho iyoba i-right. Ma mistakes la mhlambe siwayenzayo before I jump to interview. Lapha ku CV sengikhulumile ngendaba ema-sparing errors, sengi-emphasizile. Kunendaba ukuthi we put a declaration statement lapha phansi. Ku declaration statement uphinde wena udwebe a line, uthi signature uthi line angithi, uthi date uthi line. Mawuceda awusasayini lapha ku declaration statement yakho, awusabhali nale date. Ikhulumani kumcashi mase wenze njalo? Obviously you are an ignorant person. You are a lazy person, because wena udibophile ukuthi utohlala usayine ubhale i-date lapha. You can't honor what you have written. Letinto leyo wena ucommit kuto. How much more when umqasha ngikeza umsebenzi ke njengento khona. So let's check all those things ukuthi ke ku right.
Ngene ku interview ngicela sikhathe lapho nyana, then sibone ukuthi ama questions banawo yini. Lokhu ngijabulisile ke la ukhulume ukuthi kungafakwa ama boyfriend ku reference, khanye so cancel i-boyfriend yakhe la. So ngokunye kade ucabana nabo ne boyfriend yakho, but lengikufunzile ukuthi so far i-CV iyangiceba ukuthi weekend bengendani, because ufike ubone la kule CV ukuthi bekwendekani. Njengoba ngishilo mangabe ulalele sise live, it's live live center angikho kedwana sine audience simenywe i-knowledge of success lelwadi stolithola ke la sina sisitesha. So anyone lone question ofuna kubuta angabuta nyalo tocale utisho ligama lakho, then ubuta lo lofuna ukubuta before sichubeka.
Ninjani? Igama lami ngimkhanyisile Sibongo ngakaThemba, ngihlala around la eBabatoni. So nami nje ngikujabulele ukuthi ngitofundiswa ngeke-update kwe-CV. So buto lokona ukuthi la kuma references asengithi kuyenda ukuthi once bengisebenzela i-company then the company yavalwa and angisakhoni maybe ukuthi ngifake maybe i-manager yethu as i-references yami. So ngivumelekile yini ukuthi ngavele only ngistate the name of the company nekuthi ngisebenze for how long but ngingafaki inamba yabo since uthola ukuthi labanye maybe abasibala South Africa so abasekho around and angeke ngize ngikone ukufaka inamba letothi mabayifonela ithi subscribe so ku CV ngivumelekile yini ukuthi ngavele ngibhale the name of the company se nale maybe lo msebenzi lengwendile if it's a general worker bese ngafaki inamba ngiloko nje mbuto wami lenginawo.
Ngiyabonga my sister, that's a good question. It is true ngoba my company valile angeke basakhona ukuyitracer so it means you'll have good reference. Angeke lapha ku work experience ufake ma numbers yale company and the owner. You only use le kuma reference. Kuma reference ngithe abantu aba reachable. So you will check ukuthi between lama teachers wami nabo principal bami nabo lecturer bo student advisor ubani available and then ngifake bona khona vele state your work experience important kakhulu ungayekeli just because awusabatholi labantu vele usebenzile kuleyo company.
Amalami ngimfrida ngwakamalambe chambe station 8 Greyville. Ngifuna ku add kule question le bacetha kuyibutanya lokuthi asithi kuleyo company obosebenza kuyo kuba lo muntu omunye lomfakile utholakala ukuthi uya resign kanti lapha wona so kule CV yakho ufake yena as a reference akuna angeke kube nenkinga la ukuthi mhlambe bayamfonela kana akasekho kuleya company yento so lachubeke nena abanikedele information lekayadingam noma.
Okay, just for the fact yokuthi usebenzile lapha ecompanyini and ebeka isupervisor yakho utochaza ngalendlela wena botiphethe ngayo manisasebenta lapha ecompanyini it's not an issue.
Ngicela ukubuta indzaba yaligama la kule CV. Ligama ngiliphi lekufuna ngilisebenzise ngile ngidume ngalo ngoba uthe makafona afika athi maybe ufuna muzi kanti utholakala ukuthi mina ngingikosana ngiliphi igama ufuna ngisebenzise leli ID kumbe leli ngidume ngalo.
Uyafaka onke amagama akho ne but then if you feel that mhlambe it will be a bit tricky ukuthi bakuthole noma bakurelate naleli gama lelelinye as I've said I'm merciful Tasha but lengidume ngalo ngTasha then yes ngitosho ukuthi ngimTasha merciful Nxumalo but then the important part it's you notifying the person that you are intending to put as a reference so it's not actually gonna be an issue because ma umtshela uyomtshela ukuthi magama ami ku ID ahleli so that is the important part ukuthi akwadi ukuthi wena amagama wakho ngwebani mawusa require for permission angatholi surprise bayamfonela akaka prepare ukuthi angakhulumani ngawe because for my employers yeah they want those newsy stuff the juicy news about me ukuthi lo muntu ulivila lo muntu njani uyakubona but then for me as a career councillor akuserve purpose ukuthi ufake iemployer la usuke seniyishanile khona because obviously they're not gonna tell good about you yabo so faka abantu la ucabanga ukuthi irelationship right bazokhona ukuthi bakhulumela izinto ezi-right as HR vele ufuna kona lokwa leka ama grey areas ukuthi lo muntu akekho punctual akekho njani but as for me as a career councillor ngithi mina don't put yourself under the bus faka abantu la usho ukuthi bazokhulumela kahle and the relationship right.
Ma CV akasafani nema CV akudzala njengoba bowusho nyalo so ngifuna kwathi ukuthi lishintsho likuphi nyalo ngiyacabanga nema hobbies akusasi into yakudzala le ukuthi ubhala ukuthi maybe ngithanza ukudla nani ukuthi umuntu angafuna ukubuka then lokunye kune size ye CV ukuthi akusafuni ibe ngibo 2 pages so nidila ngema CV mhlambe kanjani nini.
Okay, to answer that ne ma CVs kunenhlobonhlobo ema CVs ne but I just want to ngikhulume ngendaba ukuthi if they want a one page CV if umcashi aspecifyile ukuthi ufuna one page CV there are things that we can remove kulama CVs la sinawo siwa minimize so that to fit I one page CV akuso wonke umcashi lothi yena ufuna one page CV mabanga ka specify ufana nami ne CV yakho ina lo 4 pages noma ina 3 pages it's not a great deal angithi iyekele njengoba injalo but if it's a one page CV it means you need to make a targeted CV angithi le phokophele lo msebenzi for example uto kunetinto lekumele uti remove lapha ku CV yakho kumele se ucheck ukuthi between residential address ne postal address normally we put them both angithi funeka ucheck ukuthi which one kuwe important angithi ukuthi incwadi utithola phi mina I'm coming from rural vela basilethele emakhaya uyakubona meaning to me ipostal iba viable angithi ngitofaka yona ngiremove leyana ngito remove nema hobbies angithi labo eating njengoba bhuti esho ngitoba remove angithi and then also the picture lapha because sekudleka le space page sinokufaka ama picture these days angithi then all these things that we list and we say none driver's license none niyakubona criminal record none angithi so we remove such again we also check at the relevant qualification or ngakasuki lapha kule yokucala ema personal I'll remove the marital status ngiyakhipha angithi angithathi qualification ngiyakhipha unless if lo msebenzi lo ngiyosebenda vele ba considerisha lokho ukuthi sifuna ama singles sifuna in there are such uyakubona so kuya ngokuthi umcashi uprefera ini ngiyosusa bo religion niyakubona again bo religion oppose a threat to ECV yami can imagine I company engiyakuyo they are Christians and I'm not the owner or they are Muslims and I'm not mina ngiyabhala lapha ngithi Christian ngiyakubona so ngenzeka bangijaje based on that so I can remove logo angithi to prevent naleyo I judgment and then nalobo declaration statement ngitokhipha angithi mangicrafta lapha ama qualifications wami ngeke ngiwaliste one by one kuye phansi ngisho ukuthi ngitobhala mhlambe ngitosho ukuthi ngina grade 12 angithi if I wish to list angisakwendi ngokuthi ngiwalista ephansi ngitobhala Swati comma English comma njalo so that inga consume space angithi izinto efana lezo again kuma qualification ke tertiary noma ma qualifications asiwayendile after esikoleni ngiyachoose ukuthi ngiphi qualification ehambisana nalomsebenzi lengiapplyela wona meaning I won't list all the qualifications lang now if it's an office administrative then ngitosho indzaba office administrative and then ngiyekele le counseling yami lengifundile nani ne work experience again ngiyasefa again ngichoose work experience ehambisana nalomsebenzi engiapplyela wona in that way ngiyanciphisa le page angithi
bengicela kubuta la ku asengithi cause sometimes ukuba nema program la maybe election uthola ukuthi maybe it's a one day program or iviki maybe ban trainela for ngathi nje maybe asengithi trainer for computer so since uyabo esikhathini esiningi bane ukuthathela phansi lokho ma one day training 1 week training so such ma programs ngawafaka la ku CV yami
okay remember I made mention ukuthi CV yakho has to stand out whatever that you have acquired as long as umcashi angazange athi one page CV uyayifaka le computer yakho uyayifaka because you have acquired that knowledge isn't it labanye like my youth centers anokuoffera I-computer skill for free we are so reluctant to go and attend such utitshela ukuthi it's not a formal school uyakubona mina ngitogibela ngena sport those skills that they are transferring to you they're going to assist you I was going to mention masi busy ngale ku job interview ukuthi there's what we call critical skills Ma critical skills sikhuluma ngani? Sikhuluma ngecomputer. Sikhuluma nge-driver's license. Meaning ma umuntu omusha ufuna umsebenzi, make sure ukuthi uyazama kuba ne-driver's license, uyazama kuba ne-computer skills. And that is the computer skills le bato impatha e-youth center or wherever le kumele ube nayo. You don't have to be a computer guru. Like for instance, thina nabo sesilakhi ka social, siyuza i-computer skill yethu for i-report writing. I don't have to know these jargon things. As long as I can know how to write my report, ibe right. Angithi ukusebenzisa i-computer PowerPoint presentation if I have to present. Izinto efana nalezo. Critical skill, i-assist umqashi. Uvela uqhamuke kube 3 in 1. Niyang understand? For instance, namhla ngilana, I came ngiphethe imoto yasemsebenzini. Kusho ukuthi if benganayo i-driver's license, i-post yami ukuthi isebenteke kahle, umqashi bekumele angiqashele driver. Aphinde umqashi angiqashela umuntu lo wathi i-computer ukuthi mangibuyele officeini angibhalele i-report. Manje sengiqhamuka nginawo lama skills, ngi-3 in 1. I will drive myself to my meetings. I will drive myself ngiyoyenza umsebenzi wami. I will also be able ukuthi mangibuya ngifide lama reports wami ku computer. So instead ukuthi umqashi aqashe 3 webantu for le post yami, uqashe 1. So make sure ma umuntu omusha, you make sure ukuthi lezi zinto uba nazo sithi ma critical skills.
Okay. Unanyanda kuyavakala le outstanding lobukhuluma ngayo ukuthi bokukhuluma ngane at least ngoba ukuthi uyoqamba manga ku CV bekungekulungi. Ngifuna kuyathi ke lo ceza khuluma ngawo kwema experience ukuthi mangike nga volunteer kusebenza as a work experience akudzingi ukuthi ngisine work experience la ngabe ngahola khona.
I-work experience leyo because bowufika emsebenzini ngesikhathi ufika usebende, it's your work experience. The only difference that you were not getting paid for that. Gimme, I'm getting paid. Go web, you were not getting paid, but you have acquired the skills necessary. Lama skills la ku prepare for your next job. That is the bottom line. That is a work experience. Bo voluntarile, bo wenza lo msebenzi.
So nine age kumbe nine grade la ngcina khona kubanteni ba assista kuma civilian wathatha kumbe niyathatha from grade 10, niyathatha from grade 12, then tertiary.
Department of Labor into emnandi is that asibandlululi. Nanoma ufike uthi anginalutho sesibe ngisebenda e-farm what that experience that you have, our placement officer is gonna use it. So it's not always labaqasha uthola ukuthi they badinga ma experience lamaningi. Remember I said ukuthi akakhethi, uyangena yonke indawo, siyangena kuma farms sicele kunabantu abane experience that they can actually do the job ngendlela enhle kakhulu. So uya lapho kule system a check through le work experience yakho and then akhone kukumesha ngumqashi. Bottom line ukuthi asikhethi singena yonke indawo.
Ngazwale nganayi kule CV. Ukukhulume nge-declaration kunebantu abavame ukusebenzisa ama-signature or nokuba netitembu kwendekani i-must ukuthi mhlawumbe i-signature ibe khona, i-must ukuthi isitembu makhamba i-CV sibe khona.
Akusi-must, but just because wena sowukubhalile lapha sekuba i-must, just because wena sowushiyile le space se-signature and then a date sekuba i-must.
Okay.
Angithuthi ibophile.
Yeah.
Mawufila ukuthi angeke ngikhona mina ku-honora every time nakuba ne-post kukhiphe, it's still okay.
Okay.
Because again angithi uthi wena you declare that what you have written it's truthful and authentic. Angithi umqashi makaqasha, they also check, bayakuveta, bayachecka ne-higher education ukuthi ama qualifications la usapply wona are authentic na. Angithi besides lokho wena ukubhalile, they check also for izinto efana nabo criminal record. Angithi so kuna process. That's why sometimes siya kuma interview namuhla bayosicasha next year January because they were going through the process yokuthi bakuvete ba verify le tinto le when submitted on. Angithi
Uphelela la episode 24 we Asicoce Na Prince Vilakazi. Sisaqhubeka nabo baka Labour siya ku episode 25. So pressa follow kuze uthole makangenile episode 25 noma usilandzele ku Facebook likhasi lethu ke libhale Asicoce Na Prince Vilakazi. Pressa like lapha utobona mase ingenile le episode le. Dosiqhubeka siya ku episode 25 nebaka Labour ke speaker lesikhona noma sivakashi lebasithumele ka Labour. Ngisisithesha that's why ngitse pressa follow khona la ku SoundCloud uthola le episode le then uyena ku page lethu ku Facebook upresse like. Sambile njalo.
Let's talk about it, Asicoce. Let's talk about it, Asicoce. Let's talk about it, Asicoce.